Money is a resource. It allows us to do things. It allows us to pay for our needs, our basic functions as humans, to eat, to shelter ourselves, etc. It also is a resource to give us our wants, things that we don't just need, but help us enjoy life a little bit better. There's something to be said that, uh, money is to be used to enjoy the fruits of your labor, meaning that you do something in life, you work something to produce an income, and you should also be conscious to use some of that to enjoy yourself. There's like two categories of people, two different mindsets. There's savers and there's spenders. Some people just naturally are good at saving. They get excited about seeing their bank account go up. And I think everyone does, but they have a discipline and a mindset to save. Good to see you, Luke and James and Diana. Some people are spenders. They like to buy something. They like the high that they get when they buy something, whether it's online at Amazon, whether it's Luke, who buys stuff at the thrift store to resell. There's buyers and sellers, spenders and savers. And life, like most things in life, is about a level of balance. The deeper you peel back the layers of life, whether it's religious philosophy, career philosophy, whatever, it does come down to balance. You're trying to balance your needs with your wants. You are definitely trying to create a lifestyle that creates a surplus of money, meaning that you have figured out a way, and for most people that's working, to produce an income. And your income takes care of not just your needs, which is food, shelter, etc., but also some of your wants. Because again, you work to enjoy the fruits of your labor, whether that's travel, buy clothes, knickknacks, start a business, whatever. And then, also to save. I've often shared that I think debt is dangerous. I think debt's dangerous, but I think what's more dangerous is not having a savings account. Because if you have no debt, but you have nothing in your savings account, and all of a sudden you have an emergency, how can you handle the emergency? How can you feed yourself? Your savings account is what is in between you and going to family members and begging them to borrow money. It's what between you going to a payday lender. Now, I don't think you should be in debt. I think you should have a goal to get out of debt. But I think your number one goal should be to save. Okay. You have a target, whether it's $1,000 in a savings account, $2,000. There's statistics that say that the majority of the people, somewhere between 50 to 70% of Americans, cannot afford a $2,000 emergency. So I think if you can make it a goal, maybe to start at $1,000, but if you can make it a goal to put $5,000 in a savings account, $5,000, I think, statistic would show that you are in a better financial position than most people in the country. Obviously we don't want to just work to hoard money. There's a scripture that says if you hoard cash, if you save too much money, that you are in danger of possibly wasting all your money on risky investments and everything will be gone. And I've lived through that a little bit. There's a danger there too, that if all you do is save, you'll tend to just, I don't want to say idolize money, but again, you'll tend to risk more because it's like, you have to balance it. You produce an income, you work, you save some, you spend some, and you enjoy life one day at a time. You enjoy life as you go through the journey. Because certainly, when you get to a certain point in life, you're never going to have enough of everything. It's just because, statistics show you that no matter how hard you work or whatever, most people will never be a multimillionaire. And, if you wait to that certain status to enjoy your life or to do certain things with your life, you will never do anything with your life. Waiting for the perfect conditions is the biggest thing that holds people back. I always tell you, you should have the philosophy of start now and refine as you go. And that includes working. You shouldn't even be asking someone how to get a job, because you should be working any job you can get and then refine it as you go. And like sometimes I do block people because they have that mindset, and I'm like, come on, man. I mean, you just got to start. You can start to philosophize your life away and try to figure out this grand scheme, and all you're doing is loathing in your own self nastiness. That's the best way to put it. And do I judge you? I don't judge anyone. I don't harbor any hate in my heart. But guys, I don't want to be friends with people like that. I don't. I'm sorry to say it. And you'll find that most people don't. And they've isolated themselves because they have a nasty attitude. Attitude matters, guys. Attitude matters. I think the more positive attitude you have, more people want to hire you. I do. More people want to work with you. I know I would. So, it's like, just look at yourself. Do you want to be around nasty people? Probably not. So, work on your attitude. But also balance it. Like I tell you, me working 3 jobs at this point, I really cut down DoorDash because I had to catch myself. My self-care was suffering. However, self-care is not just not working. It's not working too much. Some people say, well, maybe they have mental issues, that they can't work at all because it damages their self-care. But then I look at their life and they still do drugs. They're still nasty. So really it's another excuse on why they can't work, because they're still not taking care of themselves. Like I could see if you say, well, my mental health is affected when I work, so I don't work. All right, well, then you better be in the best shape of your life if you're not working. You better be a healthy person, positive person, and doing something with your life. If you're not, if you're still sitting at home, trolling and nasty, then, it's not the fact that work affects your self-care. It's that you're a nasty person. That's what it is. But I think you should make it a goal to save. I think you should also make it a goal to prioritize your life around working and self-care. I think you should always remember balancing all these things. I think you should put specific numbers to your goals. Because again, the difference between someone who is unhealthy or overweight or has diabetes versus someone who relatively is someone who reads the food labels. It's someone who measures the sugar when they bake a cake. Measuring and putting specific numbers to what you eat. Like today I wanted to treat. It was Friday, and I wanted to have something a little extra. And I was sitting there in the supermarket after work looking at the candy aisle. And I was looking in back of every, candy bar, the nutritional value. And you have to always remember to look at how many servings per container. Okay. Why? Because you may look, only 150 calories, only 8 grams of sugar, but there's 10 servings in that one chocolate bar. And are you going to eat that damn whole chocolate bar? You damn right you are. I know I am. You're not going to open a chocolate bar and then put the rest away. Come on, guys. So what I'm trying to tell you is you have to really be conscious of some numbers. Because when it comes to saving money, it's not just knowing the numbers, it's controlling the emotion. You should only on average eat 2,000-3,000 calories a day, but the emotion is, it's Friday, let's have a good time. Now, you should enjoy the fruits of your labor. I was once anorexic. I was obese, statistically speaking, and I was almost anorexia, statistically speaking. And what I could tell you is, there's a certain amount of knowing information, knowing how much you should save, knowing how much you should eat, and then there's also a level of emotion. Humans are not just analytical, they're also emotional. And many people, the vast majority of people, make decisions based on emotion. Why do supermarkets and other stores place items by the register? Emotional buying. Okay. And so when it comes to saving money, there's an emotion involved. And there's a discipline involved. Now, too much discipline and you're too strict. You're the type of person that backs into a parking space everywhere you go. Never date someone that they always back into a parking space. They're anal retentive. They have OCD. They're particular people with anger problems. That's true. Too much discipline is no good. You could destroy your life. Now, too much free spirit will be bad too, because you have no structure. You have no target. You're just shooting by the hip. Balance. Balance. What are we talking about? We're talking about a mindset that looks at money a certain way and also but looks at life at a certain way, right? You look at things like resources, data, and the overall picture. And when you look at money like a resource, not as like a god, not as like nothing either, it's something. And when you understand the human nature is, we want to hoard. We're almost hoarders by nature because we're survivalists. And the very core of most human nature is we want to, we're self-preserving. But hoarding, and if you ever watched the movie Hoarders, that can be a dangerous thing too. It can either lead to too much buying or too much saving. Now, can you ever have too much savings? Well, I don't want to say you could. I don't think you could. But I think you could miss out on enjoying your life if you just, you don't spend any money. But at the same time, I think you'd be better to be more cautious on saving than spending. Because I think that, if you're a type of person where you don't appreciate money or value it at all, you're always going to be living hand to fist, meaning like you're always going to be on edge. And that's not the way to live, at least for me. Now, some people, they live really cheap, like, they don't even take care of themselves. They refuse to spend any money. That's not good either. What's the number one way you can save money? Well, obviously, stop eating out. Now, don't tell any person you want to date that because they love eating out. But at the same time, if you're eating rice and beans and you're eating out of the can every night and ramen noodle soups, that's not the way to live either. That's very unhealthy, malnutrition. And, it's probably like you're trying to compensate for the fact that you're not working. Because, you should have a certain amount of money for healthy food that, you can afford a certain amount. If not, you got an income problem. To save, you have to have a certain amount of income and you have to manage your expenses. Now, look, if you're making, $7 an hour or under $1,000 a month, which is under $10 an hour, look, there's no way you're going to save because there's no way you could survive and eat that. It's just impossible. Now, well, you could, but it would be a very extreme life, and that's up to you if you want to do that. At the same time, I've seen the other end of the spectrum where people make six figures, over $100,000 a year, and they have 2 houses, 2 cars, and they probably don't save anything. They're just buried in debt. Balance. Saving in life is about a level of balance. Now, balance is always individual because we all have our own fingerprint. So what works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. But here's the bottom line message, and we'll go to all live comments. There's no way you're going to live an independent, happy, fulfilled life without a level of financial independence. Okay. Based on what you can control. Okay. So savings is part of financial independence. And savings starts with understanding your budget. How much each month do you need to cover your needs? Your transportation, your shelter, your food, etc. Now, again, eating out, you could probably cut back on some food, but don't cut back enough where, you're not eating healthy. And then, also budget in some wants, because if you just work and you're just living and you're not enjoying any of the fruits of your labor, that's not wise either. So now you have a budget, you have your needs and your wants, and you can always adjust that. Life is about adjusting. Life is not static, it's fluid. You have to constantly adjust. So whatever your monthly budget is, meaning that you need $2,000 a month to cover your needs and your wants, or $3,000 a month to cover your needs and your wants. So obviously, all right, you know how much you get in your paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. Now you know that you either have a deficit or a surplus. A deficit means is if you need $3,000 to cover everything, and every week you only get paid $1,200, you're in a deficit. Okay, meaning that you don't have enough money to cover your monthly outgo. Now, if you make $2,000 every 2 weeks, that means you make $4,000 a month take home, and your needs and your wants or your outgoes $3,000, then you know you have a surplus of $1,000 extra a month. Now, if you save $1,000 extra a month for a year, that's $12,000 in savings. You'd be better than most Americans if you could do that. Something's always going to come up. Okay, your phone's going to crack, your windshield's going to crack. Okay, something's going to come up where you're not always going to have that extra surplus if you have a surplus. Or if you're running a $200 deficit, it's going to eventually get bigger because something always comes up. The older you get in life, you realize that there's always something that comes up that's unexpected. That's why, above all else, you need a savings account. But it's not easy. You need a level of discipline. You need to be aware of your budget. And you have to be focused. You know, what's the difference between a laser and a light? Focus. And so, you know, not obsessive, but focused. And I think if you do that, you'll live part of your best life. Because your best life, in my opinion, in my experience, includes financial independence. It includes financial literacy. It includes a level of understanding money as a resource, not to be worshipped, not to be used as a tool of manipulation. But the way that you don't need it as a tool of manipulation is that if you can create your own and you don't have to beg other people for money or borrow other people, and you can now live a free life. You don't have to be this, you know, multimillionaire to live a rich life in one sense of speaking. But, you know, you have to pay attention. You have to have an aim. You have to have a focus. All right, guys. That's all I want to share with you tonight, guys. Click that thumbs up button. Share the video. Subscribe if you're not. Leave a comment. We could talk about whatever you want. And we'll go from there. Right now I'm in South Florida. Still a cool front. It was in 70 degree, I don't know, somewhere between 70 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Still nice breeze, comfortable camping weather. Love South Florida. Let's take a hydration break. Luke, what's up, man? What's up, Sam, on this Friday? Sending you amazing holiday vibes. Thank you. And letting you know your life is valued. Well, the same back to you. I appreciate that positive comment. I appreciate you. James, what's up, man? Hello, Sam from San Diego. Well, shout out to San Diego. Because what I can tell you is, if I wasn't in South Florida, it'd probably be South California. Why? Because I like that temperature, climate, environment. Love to you, James. Good to see you. Diana, hello, Sam. Well, heart emoji back to you, Diana. May peace be with you. Luke, this year has been a big year for me. Good. Oh, well, lots of ups and downs. That's part of life. But I am thankful. I like your attitude to keep moving forward. I like your attitude, mind, body, and soul. Like where you're going and trying to find beauty in life. That's a perfect, great comment. Because life is about finding a beauty even in the midst of the dookie stain. Meaning that life is always imperfect. There's always a spaghetti stain on your shirt. And you enjoy, like they used to say, like enjoy the dance in the rain. Make the most of your life, guys. And enjoy each day. Seize the moment of your day. Your life is not going to get better by accident. You have to intentionally make decisions. Okay? You're not going to just move to Florida without you intentionally selling your house, applying for different jobs. You know, you're not going to lose weight if you don't read the food labels. You know, you're not going to do anything in life unless you start to get intentional. And you do have to get a little bit extreme and pissed. And then you can balance it out. You know, like again, like, you know, if you're real, like, you know, if you're really in a bad situation, whether it's financially or physically, you have to get a little bit intense and extreme because you have to turn the tide. And, you know, that's true. Luke, all right, Easy Rider, what's up, man? Hey, Sam, how's the end of the summer life? Doesn't get any better than this, man. 2 years now, I've been a Floridian. I still look at my Florida license plate. I got the specialized endless summer license plate. I pay extra $25 a year to have that. I still look at my license plate and I get inspired. So I don't know, and then my license plate says endless summer. It's a specialized plate. I don't know any other state or any other place in the world where you can look at your license plate and get inspired. I still do, okay? And I look at the palm trees, I get inspired. I like the South Florida vibe and culture. I am so blessed and so thankful. I put in the work, but also the grace of God to be in South Florida and to be in Florida. No place better, in my opinion. But I want you to find what your magical place is. You don't need to live like a rich millionaire. Guys, I spend time by Mar-a-Lago. I don't have as much savings. As some people do that live in Palm Beach or that live in Boca Raton. But guys, you can still have some savings and you can still have a surplus and live a great life. Do what you want. Because when you live below your means, and that's always the way to start, is you control more of your life. You're not on the hook. You're not on edge. There's people who on the weekend, they have to celebrate with booze and heavy amounts of unhealthy food. Not because they're evil. They're great people. But they're on edge all the time. And they need some happiness in life. Do I blame them? I don't blame them. I've been there. Like, when you're always on edge, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, like 70% of society, when you're feeling so overwhelmed financially and physically, and you feel like you don't know where to start, you have to self-medicate. You have to indulge in the, brainless activity that happens on the weekend. You should be more focused on the weekend than any other time when you're in a position where you have to get your life together. If you're in New Jersey right now, you should be more focused than anyone else. Why? Because, guys, it's totally a disaster in the winter in New Jersey. Okay. If you're in debt, if you're out of shape, you have to get focused. Why? Because, guys, you don't just show up in South Florida and they welcome you. You have to, plan for it. You have to prepare, but you can do it. Good job. And then he goes, it's Eric from Indiana. Well, shout out to you. I changed screen name, by the way. Well, change as much as you need to. Life is about refining as you go. However, there's something to be said for consistency. You don't build your career if you don't stay in the same area with the same company in the same industry for a certain amount of time. So there's a season of your life where you have to stay put a little bit to build, whether it's your career or even your spiritual foundation. Like I stayed, in the same industry for 20 years, with the same company for 10 years. And that's my career. In my personal life, I stayed at the same church for 10 years. Why? Because when you're building something up, you can't be hopping around. Why? Because that's how you build a good foundation. Good job. Cameron, what's up, brother? Shout out to Kansas. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being consistent, man. God bless you, brother. I hope you're doing well, man. Love to you. Isaac, what's up, man? Hey, everyone. Hello to you. Luke, love the video about the RVs or trailer. Thank you. I think it was to live the nomad life. It would definitely be a Prius. Would be cool if they made a Prius-style van for more room. Yeah, I thought about that. I mean, as I analyze... third year now living in my car, I analyze, do I want to get an RV or motorhome? I still go back to, I'm still living the best, simplest, most flexible life. So I know that I can add some more comfort, but I'm going to be trading off some flexibility and simplicity. And at my age, I'm still not ready to commit. Now, in the height of the summer, when it got hot, I was ready to change. Because that extreme temperature will make you want to change. So I'm analyzing, but like I always tell you guys, when it comes to big purchases, be slow to make commitments. Be slow to make big purchases. Be fast to save. Why? Because you can always buy, but once you buy, it's very hard to get out of it without losing money. Okay? So, be slow to commit to long-term financial commitments. That's true. Danny, smash that thumbs up. Well, I appreciate you, Danny, and I appreciate everyone who clicks that thumbs up. Thank you. Easy Rider. It's hard. I can always save around 5, but hitting 10K has been a struggle. Well, Easy Rider, congratulations, because you've made it to a place where most people haven't. So one is take a time out to, just say, you know what? I can do it. Sometimes in life when you think you can't do it and it's not easy and you have to look back and say, no, I made it this far. I've done this much. I can do, and just be thankful like it sounds you are. And, come up with some type of strategy, where you put $200 a week away or something like that. Again, saving is not easy because it's a discipline, and discipline's hard. Because, again, it's like when we hoard, it's like buying in bulk. You buy in bulk, you have a lot of something. You have a lot of a resource. So you save, you have a lot of something, but then you tend to waste it or overindulge in it. So, it's very similar. And that's why the budget is important. And even if you're trying to do something, whether invest or you have to be conscious to look at the numbers and to know if you're losing or winning or what, so that you're aware of where your money's going. Because even if you're not meeting goals, as long as you are aware of what's going right or wrong, you can always adjust your plan, okay? And you can say, all right, well, I know I got to cut this crap out to get it together, okay? And so at least you have a direction. And again, because the worst thing you can do in life is to be overwhelmed. You don't know where to start, and you don't even want to start. Everything starts with small steps, and you have to treat each day like a new life. You have to treat each day like a new life, not each new year like a new year. That's why everyone gets inspired during the new year, because it's a chance for you mentally to let go of the past and to live for the present and the future. However, you should treat every day like, you know what, if I messed up yesterday or whatever, I'm just going to focus on today. And you live life one day at a time. That's true. Isaac, thanks for reminding me, Danny. Easy Rider. I would definitely purchase a Prius minivan. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really like a minivan. If I got a van, it would probably be like a miniature Class B. A hybrid minivan will probably come. Hopefully they make also a hybrid tow vehicle. I still can't get my mind around towing something, even though I do like the fact that a travel trailer does not have a motor or major mechanical issues. So, I go back to look, a motorhome's very expensive and it's not that fun to drive. A travel trailer is nice where there's not a lot of mechanical equipment to maintain, but I don't want to tow something. And so I go back to Sam. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And thus, I'm still in the Jeep. Easy Rider. So true about backing in a parking spot. You're a complete psychopath. Yeah, you got it. Jay Bird, what's up, my fellow Floridians? Shout out to all my Floridians out there, man. See, even a Floridian, sounds good, man. I love to say I'm a Floridian. Like a New Jerseyan, doesn't sound too good, man. Arizonian, I love you guys. Doesn't sound too good. Jay Bird, if I find that I still want something after a month, I get it. I try to avoid the impulse purchases. Well, again, I've gotten extreme in my life at different times. Sometimes I let myself completely go, and sometimes I discipline myself too much. Life is balance. I do want to say that if you work, part of working, or whatever you do, if you produce an income, part of it is to enjoy it, okay? You got to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Part of it is to save it, because, again, if you enjoy too much and an emergency comes up, which they always come up, you don't want to ask family members, friends, or a bank, because they're going to screw you. When I had no credit, or bad credit, I should say, nothing in a savings account, I had to borrow money from family members, and I had to go to a bank to get a car loan. You know how much I paid for my car loan? 25% interest, okay? I got screwed. My father held money I borrowed from him over my head. It was a complete disaster. However, you make mistakes, you learn. And what I could tell, and that's why, to me, once I got middle-aged and I kind of just woke up, I said, I'm going to start paying attention to this shit. So I'm not going back. God willing, I'm not going back. That's why I'm not going to drop out of the workforce until I know I have sustainable income. Why? Because income is your number one avenue to independence. Savings account is number two. But if you don't have income, you can't save. So they all play a part. And that's why you keep working. That's why you stay in the workforce. Because without that, guys, you're going to be dependent on others. And I want to be independent. Jason, I need to learn how to save money, but it's hard because all of my stupid bills. Well, again, the first step is looking at your budget. How much do you need each month to pay all your bills and maybe get some wants? You can adjust your wants, but you can't adjust what your bills are. So look at that, put a specific number to it. What do you need, $2,000 a month, $3,000? And then look at your paycheck. And then you'll know the difference, how much your deficit is. Maybe you need an extra $500 a month, or how much your surplus is. Maybe if you cut back some of your wants, you can actually have a surplus of $500 a month. Your budget and understanding it is your first step to financial independence, because that's how you can adjust. Easy Rider. If you can't buy it 10 times, you don't need it. Well, that's an interesting quote. I've never heard that. That's actually a pretty good quote. I love to drive love to you. I appreciate you. My first patron. I'll never forget you. God bless you. AJ, good to see you, man. Good to see good people in here. Jay. That's interesting. I never heard the saying, don't buy something if you don't have 10 times. So that means, if you were going to buy a car that was $10,000, don't buy it unless you have $100,000 in the savings account. I don't know about that. But it's an interesting thing. I mean, definitely want to have more in your savings. That's interesting. Jay Bert, I have a couple grand put away. Congratulations. But I'm pretty nervous. That's understandable. I think I'll feel better when I can get a van, so I'll always have a place to lay my head. Well, that's true. Just understand, a lot of people think living on the road is always going to be cheaper than being static. Not necessarily. It can be. But a van is not going to be fuel efficient. You're probably going to get 20 miles a gallon or under. You have to find a place to park, and you're going to spend more money in food because you don't have the refrigerator and you don't have heating and cooling. So if you could stay in your house more, for the average person, I recommend you have at least $5,000 in a savings account before you hit the road. That'd be my opinion. And that'd be my opinion for everyone. Your goal should be to try to get about $5,000 in a savings account. Because I think if you have $5,000 in a savings account, you could weather most emergencies that would come up as long as you're continuing to work. Again, everything is dependent on your monthly income being sustainable. Okay? Because if you don't have monthly income, then eventually savings goes fast. And that's why it's not easy to save. And that's why it requires, whether it's work or having a business, a dividend, whatever you do. So just make a mental note. Isaac. Now, I just want to balance that. Now, look, I have met some people living in their vehicles, living on the road. They get by bare minimum. And now, again, is that the type of life I want to live? No. However, I don't judge. Okay, so if you're not hurting anyone and you're able to comply with whatever rules and regulations, if you can get by with bare minimum and you're comfortable with that, and you have just a little bit in savings, then all right. But I'm just saying, for me, same thing. Like, because I've been screwed in life, I know that I don't want to be there again. So, but everyone's different. Isaac, thanks, Easy, for that advice. Thank you, Isaac, for the positive comment. Big Easy, what's up, man? I like that name. The Big Easy, I like that name, man. Hey, all, peace and love to all. Good to see you. Cameron, Sam, is hard saving. It is hard. It's a discipline. All discipline is hard. Going to the gym on a consistent basis is hard. You know, they often say, like, the success of owning your own business, being successful, is about 80% or so failure rate. Same thing with the gym. The gym is about an 80% failure rate. Most people who join a gym, they don't consistently go. It's a discipline. So most people eating healthy, diets, Weight Watchers, Slim Fast. You know, my mother's side of the family was always obese. My aunt died of obesity. My mom has diabetes. And I've been obese. So I have extreme compassion on those who struggle with weight. Struggling with weight is the same thing as struggling with finances. It's a matter of juggling numbers, understanding nutritional numbers, and controlling your emotion. Food, being healthy is a matter of, less food intake, more activity. And saving is a matter of making more, spending less. So it's a matter of controlling numbers and controlling emotions. And that's very hard. And so again, even if you never get it together, whoever it is out there, I understand. I understand how how hard life is. But I have to stay focused. I have to stay focused on what's good and worthy to focus on. And what's good and worthy to focus on is having a goal, trying to live my best life, and not settling for an apathetic, lethargic life. I want to live my best life. And that's what I want for you guys. So, continue to read. Jason? 4 new tires on my Jeep Renegade. I've been there. Was unexpected. Oh, yeah, I've been there. By Sam, have a great day. Hey, I've been there, man. I changed my tires about twice already, so I understand. Love to you, Jason. Thank you for the comments. Isaac, just had to get new tires too. Yep, you guys understand. Look, when you live in your vehicle, you're gonna have more expenses in certain areas. So you may not have rent, you may not have utilities, but your expenses in car maintenance and gas and in food are going to go up. Now, can they still be a net win? It's possible, but you're also no longer going to be having air conditioning and cooling. You're no longer going to have a safe place every night that's just yours. So, you're going to have trade-offs in life. I still like the nomadic life. I still do it. I still think it's beneficial for me. For everyone, it's an individual thing. Jose, what's up, man? Hey, Sam. Hello to you. Jay, what's up, man? Windows down. Guys, can you feel that breeze? 70 degrees or so Fahrenheit. It's dropping down a little bit. It's cool. I see palm trees. I'm in a rich area. I see MILFs coming out of the yoga spot. Guys, you know where you should be a week away from Christmas? Somewhere where there's palm trees, Bentleys, and hot MILFs coming out of an all-night yoga spot. Why? Because, guys, it's better than Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay positive. Shout out to Data Geek. Gardner, what's up, Gardner? Sam, what will you do on Christmas Day? Probably go live from Wawa all-night gas station. But before I do that, I'll probably spend time by the beach, go for a walk. I'll go to the gym, self-care, And that's it. That's kind of what I do every day on my off days. I go to the beach, I walk, I listen to music, I explore a little bit of Florida. Florida's a big side. Sometimes I just drive around a little bit. I'll do a video. YouTube is a hobby and a side hustle. And that's pretty much it. I rather do that than go to a family member's house or a friend's house or whatever. That's a good day to me. Easy Rider. What will you be doing, Gardner? Easy Rider. Yeah, I remember the video about you going to the BMW and getting plates and some old man taking forever. You thought Abraham Lincoln was MLK yet because he was too old to see that. I'm glad you remember that. That was a powerful moment in Florida history. That was an eye-opener. The eye-opener is don't wait too long in life. Because there are some people that are great savers, okay? And they're waiting for them to get maximum pension credits, maximum Social Security, and I'm not mad at them. I'm not telling them they shouldn't do that. But what I'm telling them to do is downsize immediately, take trips now, and seize the moment. Because if you think you're 70 and going to be jumping out of the yoga spot, okay, under palm trees, guys, we're going to have to get your walker out. Because it's a different lifestyle when you're 70. So, you got to balance it out. James, love it. Peace, brother. And thanks for the inspirational heading into Starbucks to do work, guys. Look, I thought about that today. I was in Starbucks. I said, Sam, Starbucks is bigger than any Class B RV. Now, if I had a Class B or if I had a travel trailer, would I do my work in the travel trailer or Class B, or I would still come to Starbucks? Because it's like a more productive atmosphere to be in Starbucks. I saw someone today, another nomad on YouTube. They're on their third van build out. They got a new van this year. Now they're on their third renovation. And they still go into Starbucks, for like 5 hours a day to do their work. And because, guys, Starbucks has bathrooms that you never have to maintain, that always have soap dispensers, always have running water, hot and cold. You always have free water. You have food. You don't have to cook. You don't have to clean. You have some of the fastest Wi-Fi in the world. So it's like, Starbucks is a better living room than any other RV or home that you can have. Now, it's a shared environment. So you have to research and you have to go around to the best Starbucks, and maybe in upscale communities that people don't bother you. So there's different Starbucks. There's crappy ones and good ones. But overall, Starbucks have been good. And you got some hot baristas. So, for me, I used to be in a strip club. And now I'm in Starbucks. So Starbucks is like the strip club without the stripping. But the baristas are like the bartender. So once in a while I would date a stripper. But a lot of times you end up with the bartender. Why? Because you end up talking to the bartender more than you talk to a stripper. It's true, she's busy working. All right, let's continue. AJ, what's up, brother? Shout out to Miami and everyone living full-time in their Prius. AJ says, it's a lot easier when you're not paying $40K a year in rent. Well, $40K a year in rent is very, very high, man. No doubt about that. Whether you're paying that in rent or mortgage, that's very high. Now, I know, look, when you live in Upper East Side of Manhattan, that's the game. Now, look, guys, I've been to Upper Side of East Manhattan. I've been to Park Avenue, all that. And what I can tell you guys is it's nice sometimes to walk around and go through Central Park and that whole area. But if you give me an option, okay, to walk through the Upper East Side or to walk down here under palm trees by all-night yoga spots with the Latino MILFs coming out, guys, I'll take South Florida. Why? Because, look, I used to like to walk around New York for a while, but not good. I'm done with it. Good job. Good to see you, AJ. Al Thorne, what's up, man? Sam, you're very insightful. Thank you for the positive comment. Do you ever think about writing a book? I did. I wrote a self-published book, like 10 principles to, age doesn't determine wisdom. 10 principles to succeed. I self-published it. I gave out some copies. It wasn't that good now that I look back at it. It did have a lot of religious philosophy in it, but it was good exercise for me to do it. I still have it on my thumbnail on my safety security box. I know Data Geek had asked me for it. I never got around to it. But I did it. Will I write another book? No. Why? Because YouTube is my book. Every night I write a chapter. Every video is a chapter. So guys, all a book is you using your mind to convey a thought through the written word. All I'm doing in a video is using my mind to convey thoughts through a video platform. And this is even better than a book because, guys, you can leave a comment. I can interact with you. So it's better than a book. A book is edited. A book is refined. And a book has a little bit of a sales pitch. For you to be a big seller, you have to have a little bit of, exaggeration in it. So, it's this is kind of my book, but thank you for the positive comment. I think you'll do a good job, like always say. Well, I appreciate the positive comment. Thank you. I love the drive. Love and appreciation to you. Love to you. Saving is tough when society is marketing so much. No doubt about it. Good to see you. I love the drive and good comment. Look, guys, when you are living a non-conforming life, whether it's living out of a car or just living below your means, I love to drive is absolutely right. What you're doing is you're going against the current. Again, the 70% of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. So if you're going to live below your means and you're going to actually use your paycheck to save and to live your best life, you are now doing the opposite of what every marketer is trying to do. Every marketer, whether it's a car dealership, RV dealership, a food spot, clothing store, real estate agent, all of society is based around getting in your pocket. Okay, they want your money, and so your job, okay, is to say, look, I decide where my money goes to a certain extent. Okay, now look, you got to pay taxes, you got to do this, that, whatever. But once you take control of your life and you take it away from the marketers and the people who, the marketers can only control your life if you are not conscious and focused, which I wasn't. So I understand how easily you cannot save anything and be in debt. You have to consciously live your life. And so that's how you avoid the marketing and society trap. Good job. I love to drive. Thank you again for all your love. John, I hope also your health is doing well. John, just purchased a minivan. Okay, 24% interest. I've been there 14 months. I don't need to move into it at this time, just a backup plan. Well, John, love to you, and I wish you the best, and I appreciate you. Oh, it's 24 miles per gallon? Well, that's pretty good. That's actually right around average to above average. I think if you have a car, you want to get around at least 25 miles per gallon, okay? Now, if you're going to be doing a lot of driving, okay? If you're not going to be doing a lot of driving and you're going to be very much static, then, you can have less. But I like to drive. Like, I love to drive. Unless I enjoy to, like, part of, like, my off time is I like to drive around. However, and there's also something to the mind. Like, I know AJ must sit there and, like, I get 50 miles per gallon, so I'll just drive around. There's something relaxing. You get a little bit more efficiency. It's true. So, I understand that. John says, a used minivan. Well, I wish you a lot of luck with it, brother. You've been a positive person, so I want positive things to happen for you. Lila, hey, Lila. Mississippi casino. Well, the casino definitely wants your money. I've been there. Thursday morning win slots. Well, I'm happy for you. 300 plus 745. Money bag emoji. Put some in savings. Guys, if you hit it big in the casino, if you hit it big on the stocks, if you have an up day, put some in the savings. Why? Because, guys, they're going to get that back. I've been there. So I love you, Lila, though, and I want you to enjoy your life. Outdoor walk, good job. If there's more in my pocket, 1,300, that's awesome. Hey, that's great. Look, guys, you can look at gambling, whether it's the casino or day trading, as a form of entertainment. Even if you lose money, you're willing to do it because it's entertainment. Am I mad at that? No, guys, you got to enjoy the fruits of your labor. However, just make sure that, you're saving money and that you have an income so that, if you get to a point where it's getting very harmful, you can turn off that valve and then you can redirect your life in another avenue. All right. Peace and love. Dennis, what's up, brother? Let's take a hydration break. Appreciate everyone. I love to drive. I want to thank you again. Also, my man, Brent Berry, I want to thank you. Patreon and Hank Life, Van Life. Appreciate you, brother. Dennis, you're an inspiration. Thank you, man. As always, do you have alternatives to using banks? Good question. Interesting question. I'll continue to read, then I'll answer. Or maybe some low-risk ways to return interest or savings. Me, personally, I have just a regular savings account that gets, like, no interest. Why? Because I don't have any other way. Me, personally. Are there other ways? Sure. But every other way that you start to get more interest, you take more risk. Now, I think your savings account should be in a basic, big bank, generic FDIC, meaning a federally insured bank, and don't touch it. It's an emergency fund, not an investment account. Now, once you have a certain amount, 6 to 8 months worth of savings or a year's worth, and that could be anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000. Once you have that, then if you want to play with a certain amount of money, if you want to invest in a dividend stock, if you want to invest in a bond or whatever, then again, everyone has like their own way of living life, and I'll leave that up to you individually. But I want to emphasize that I practice what I preach. Your savings account is not an investment account. It is a basically break this glass if my windshield cracks. Break this glass for money, if my car breaks down. It's basically keeping you away from having to borrow money from family members or a bank at a big interest rate. So it's not fun. It's a discipline just to keep it there and not touch it. But not having it is basically, or putting it in too much risk, is making you too vulnerable. But Dennis, I believe you're close to retirement. I believe you have a close to $2,800 a month guaranteed through Social Security and pension. So you're better than most off in society. So keep a little bit in the savings. And if you want to play with it a little bit, play with it. Because, once once you're close to retirement and you're going to get a certain amount of fixed money in your bank account every month, then you have more freedom to enjoy life at a bigger level because, you got a level of guaranteed money. So there's nothing wrong with that. You work for it and enjoy it. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, guys. Jaybird. John, yes, backup plan. Yeah, I remember that movie with J-Lo, backup plan. Guys, don't get a girl pregnant, man. That was the movie about backup plan. John, my minivan is 8 feet long. Okay. Nearly 4 feet high and 4 feet wide. Okay, so you can't stand up in it. Not bad. It's a beast. Well, yeah, you'll definitely be able to sleep comfortably, and you could even probably put an air conditioning in it and run the exhaust out of the window at a campground and run an extension cord to your minivan. I saw someone last year in Florida. They had a minivan at a campground. They run an extension cord right into the minivan, and they had a heater and air conditioning and everything in there. So you could do that. There's enough room for it. I may look at something like that this summer. Jaybird. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you guys are both liking that idea. I'm not mad at that. Jason, I love to be in Florida. See all the beautiful ladies. Well, Jason, all I can tell you is go southeast, man, because the beautiful girls are down here. I think my man Journey with Jordan said it. Look, wherever there's big money, there's going to be hot girls. Why? Because, guys, when you got big money, you got the hot girls. It's true. I just looked, though. I'm just window shopping. I don't want any. Because, guys, if you want to have a savings account, don't get in a relationship. There was an episode on the Cosbys. I know the Cosby got bad. But I'll never forget that episode with the Cosbys where Bill Cosby was teaching his son Theo about saving money and about having a budget. And they were using Monopoly money as an example. And Theo was saying, once I get a job, once I graduate high school, I want to get a job and I want to move out on my own. And Bill Cosby was laughing at him. And again, I know Bill Cosby went crazy, but just take the message for what it is. So Bill Cosby was like, yeah, you think you're going to be able to live on your own? He goes, all right. Let's sit down and let's play a budget game with this Monopoly money. So Theo was like, all right, I think I can make this amount of money per month. And Bill laughed at him. He goes, all right, I'll give you that. So let's just say you make $2,000 a month. So he gave him the $2,000. So he goes, all right, now you got to pay rent. So whatever rent was, $1,000. And we did this survey. Look it up online. The average rent currently in America is $1,200 per month. Okay, that will vary depending on your state and city, but that's the average. So Bill Cosby said, all right, you want to spend $1,000 a month in rent? Here's $1,000. You got $1,000 left. Are you going to have a car? And he goes, yeah. So here's $200 towards your car insurance, gas, whatever. And then he goes, all right, well, now you got to eat. And food is the biggest line item budget that you can adjust. Always make a mental note. So, some more money for food. And at the end of all the different expenses, Theo had about $200 or $300 surplus extra after paying all his bills, so he could put that technically in the savings. So he said, look, Dad, I paid everything and I still got $200-$300 I can save every month. So Bill looked at him and he says, well, let me ask you this. Do you plan to have a girlfriend? And Theo thought about it. He goes, yeah, of course. And Bill laughed at him. He said, give me that money. He goes, you ain't gonna, basically saying once you got a girlfriend, you got no extra. That's true. Now you can apply that to a boyfriend too. But what I'm trying to tell you guys, if you're single, you can save more. If you're single with no kids, guys, make it rain on yourself. You hit the jackpot. You thought you were ugly, you had a wide ass, you were too out of shape to attract the person you wanted. Then you woke up middle-aged and you say, oh shit, I could spend this money on myself. And you know what? You'd be right. So make it rain on yourself tonight, guys. All you ugly psychopaths. Good job. Let's take a hydration break. Lila, there rain come your way. Well, in South Florida, it may rain for anywhere from 15 minutes to max an hour, and then it stops and the sun comes out. In New Jersey, it's been raining since Thanksgiving. The clouds have not dissipated. So what I can tell you is your environment matters, guys. Let's love Florida some more. Good job. I appreciate you guys. Click that thumbs up, man. Danny, hey, Jason, Cameron, just came from the massage spot today, Sam. Well, hey, you got to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I'm not mad at you. I give myself a massage. I pocket my own money. Cameron, 25 miles in the PT Cruiser. That's pretty good. That's average or above average. Good job. Danny, Jason, just soaking in the tub, waiting on my mans to get here. I'm not mad at you. Good job. Enjoy yourself. Illinois, what's up, man? Saving money, money bag emoji, is a long-term, slow process. Yes, it's a discipline, and it takes time. Just like growing a YouTube channel, guys. It ain't going to happen overnight. Minimize large expenses if possible. Good comment out of Illinois, and I'm still praying for you. Guys, be slow to make long-term big purchases. Good job. Seth, what's up, brother? Half the battle is showing up. You're damn right. I think even a little bit more than half the battle. And, man, do you show up here? Thank you, man. Good job. I appreciate that. I have to ask, where's the back scratcher bin? It's in the back seat of my car, and I haven't used it. I need to use it because I was itching my back today, and I had to use, like, the side of a door. And I was like, why am I not using my back scratcher? So I got to bring it back in the game, man. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate your positive comment. Gerald, what's up, man? Everyone's getting together in my... Oh, everyone's getting in your pocket? Sounds like my ex. Well, hey, guys... The good news is if you broke up or you got a divorce, I'm sorry for that. I don't wish that on you. I know it's painful. But the good news is, guys, now you can start a new life. I know a good friend. He's just getting through a divorce. And I say, hey, man, you can start 2.0 of your life. You only get so many resets in life. Now, but here's the dynamic. See, some people get out of a divorce and a relationship and then they go right back into another one. However, enjoy the fruits of your labor. So if you enjoy being in a relationship, even though it's not an investment, it's just like something you enjoy it. However, be slow to commit. Be slow to get married again. Be slow to have another kid. Why? Because those are long-term commitments that never end. Good job. Danny. Yes, Gerald, my man, is that way. Lila, I got a question. How many views on YouTube get 5 million views, 5,000 hits on YouTube? Well, all I can tell you is this. I did a video about it. On average, there's different variables. But once you get every million views on YouTube equals about $1,500. Okay? So that's why I tell you guys, if you want to be a YouTube star, it's a long run. I got about 3 million views on YouTube. Okay? Total over the course of 2 years. My average video gets about anywhere from 300 to 400 views. 1 million views only gets you $1,500. It took me 2.5 years to get 3 million. So that's why the majority of your success is not going to just be ad revenue. It's going to be whether it's super chats, whether it's a PayPal tip, whether it's Patreon, whether it's merchandise. That's why you have to use it as a cross platform. It's true. Now, I tried to avoid that and I tried to say, well, but it's the only way to justify your time on the platform if you're going to be a YouTube creator. Eventually, if you can grow over time, you can maybe make just AdSense somewhat sustainable, but it's very hard. So that's the reality of YouTube, guys. And if you do the research, I give you guys the real. That's what it is. But like every job, if you show up, if you put time and effort into it, you have to evaluate your compensation. Like there's some Lone Ranger psychopaths, like they're just pouring money into YouTube or whatever. I'm not pouring their time. And they're mad at other people like trying to make money off YouTube. Now, some people, it's like the church. Some people are using YouTube to manipulate others, okay? Everything can be used, okay? Some people are using it like a job, right? Like a DoorDash, you show up, if you get a tip, if you can make some extra money, great. And some people are using YouTube solely as a community. Like they're not looking at YouTube as money, they just want to use it as connecting. So you always have different people that look at the same thing different ways. So you have to decide, like, I've used YouTube as a community base, a learning base, and as a second job. You can use it as either or neither. But that's what YouTube is. It's a platform that you have to evaluate how you want to use it. But when it comes to compensation or views, it's not easy. Gerald, break this glass when I want a pizza. Well, look, guys, when I was very disciplined physically, because I was obese, I had to get my health together. I wouldn't even touch pizza. I would sniff pizza like I would sniff panties. That's true. But I wouldn't eat it. That's true. Because I was scared of the calories. Now I'm at a certain point. I'm not against eating pizza, but I don't really eat pizza. But again, life, you should enjoy the fruits of your labor. And you have to enjoy life a little bit. It's not just all about discipline. That's true. Cameron, I love this free TV, Sam. Hey, guys, look, YouTube is the ultimate free TV. And when I'm not on it as a job, I use it as free TV. It's free entertainment. So it's a great platform. You can learn a lot, or you can watch like gossip stuff. But I don't really watch gossip stuff. I try to watch either something entertaining or informational. Danny, Gerald, what kind of pizza you like? I used to like mushroom pie. I love meat lovers. All right. Gerald, I like combination. Everything except anchovies. I used to like dip my pizza in ketchup too. But 3 meats is close to second. All right now. Gerald, we should hook up for dinner, Danny. I'd buy you some pizza. Danny, yeah, my man's supposed to bring me one over. I love as much meat as I can get. All right now. Sausage emoji to you, man. I'm not mad at you. Cameron, it's not Bill Cosby. It's Pill Cosby. Well, that's true. It was a shame, man. But it sounds like, he may have been very foul, man. It's a shame. Shame. Danny, yeah, let's do that, Gerald. All right now. Gerald, yeah, we can have some beer too. Well, hey, guys, I'm not responsible for where that leads. Danny, I prefer wine. Gerald, and talk crap about your exes. All right now. Danny, I'm with my man. Kinda, but I can have friends. Uh-oh. Usher, hey, lover and friends come on the side. Gerald, ugly psychopath, huh? Danny, who, Gerald? Line up. Cadillac DeVille, rolling in a caddy. 2005. We love our subwoofers. I used to have them. 10 inches. Lots of bass. I'm not mad at you. And iPad transmitter. I'm not mad at you. Gerald. No, Danny. He said, you ugly psychopaths. I was laughing at him. Lila, Zach, need a girlfriend ideas? Buy a sock. Danny, I like eggplant on your pizza. All right, Danny, love, Cameron, Sam. I have a weird story for you. All right, well, it's getting pretty weird in here tonight, guys. Seth, you deserve all the benefits of those views. Well, I appreciate that positive comment. Thank you. It's tough, and you have motivated through it. Well, it has been, and I thank you for that very much. You've been very positive to me tonight. I thank you. I thank you for everyone who's ever tipped me. I thank you for my Patreons. And I thank you for everyone who just watches. I am very thankful. Very thankful. I did want to give up a few times. Now I want to give up less because, I put so much into it. I built it to a certain point. And look, I encourage you guys. I know there's a lot, just like I was. I'm just like you guys. I just started my channel out of nowhere. I watched other people too. And I know there's a lot of other people that have the desire to have a YouTube channel. And I want to encourage you to have it. Because I want everyone to live their best life. I don't want to just have people always follow me. I want you to do your own thing. I just want you to know the reality, just like living in your car. You have to have another source of income, meaning YouTube, for most people, it's got to be your side job. And you have to treat it like a job. You can't just upload a video whenever you feel happy. You have to show up consistently, like any job, or else it's not going to grow. So understand what it is. It's a long-term play. And you have to have a main job or else you're going to starve. And you have to be consistent. If you do those things, you have a shot. And remember, if you're totally lost, just go to car dealerships and do a video about each new car on that lot. Because most people watching YouTube, they do it to look at a car review or RV reviews are my biggest videos. So, just remember that. That's all. Thank you again, Seth. Gerald, sniffing panties. Hey guys, I had a fetish for that. It's true. Jay Bird sniffing pizza. I did that once. Damn right. A girl went to high school with is now an escort. I understand life. I saw her ad online. Should I go for it? No, in my opinion, I recommend you just masturbate in a sock. But if you do that, I don't judge you and I don't judge her. Frank, great channel, bro. Thank you, man. I followed your channel sometime. You bring up the Bible a lot. Yeah, I was in the church heavy for about 10 years. I read the Bible on my own. I also read other religious scripture. It helped me. I don't believe it all word for word because I don't believe in religious dogma. Just regular people, maybe they were inspired by God, but just regular people. And there's even some parts of the Bible that said this is not God's commandment, this is just my wisdom. And I respect other religions or people who have no religion. But it's a part of life, mind, body, and soul. And let's continue reading. He goes, next time you can match your wisdom with the scripture, book, chapter, verse, what's your thoughts on Big J Man? I don't know. Oh, Big Jesus? Well, yeah, I love Jesus. I liked his outlook. But just like Jesus, I don't conform to religious dogma. So Jesus didn't conform to religious dogma. He was a Jewish man. He didn't conform to religious law. So I could be considered a Christian man, but I don't conform to Christianity. What do I conform to? My own relationship with God. Some people like it, some people don't. But that's where my journey has taken me. Danny, Cameron, try other side. Okay. Lila, I know Matt had to come to see you one day. All right. Cameron, other side. Jason, I love beautiful ladies. Well, hey, be careful. Proudly, while I love to kids that I love than anything else in this world. Only thing keeping me from moving to Florida. Well, look, the number one thing that will keep you from moving, period, is family. And if you have kids and you have a wife, guys, get ready to watch my videos because you're probably not going to be able to move to Florida. I mean, I hate to say it, but there are some people I've met online that they did put in the work or they are going to move to Florida. And so you can do it. I don't want to be like, negative. But it's a little bit more work when you have a family. It's true. Lila, hey, no, Matt, come to see you one day. Well, hey, Lila, if you see me in the street, just wave in your mind. But I like to spend most of my time by myself. But I love you and I appreciate you. Okay? Ladies only, Jason. Hey, guys. Jason, more laughing. Sorry, messed that all up. Hey, guys, I'm not mad at anyone. Lila, I love you, friend. No, man, I love you too, Lila. Cameron, I'll call her tonight, Sam. Thanks. Hey, have fun. Be safe. Just remember, don't get locked up, man, because it ain't worth it. But I love you, brother. Be safe. All right, guys, thank you for everyone who watched, left a comment, clicked a thumbs up. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Saving is not easy, but make it a goal. Also, enjoy your life. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. And there's no offense to anyone. Everyone stay positive. There's only peace and love. And anyone who steals your peace is not worth your time. So, guys, stay positive, and I thank you again.